What is going on in Hollywood right now? This whole P. Diddy situation has opened up a can of worms that will never be contained again. Viewer discretion is advised. So, what did P. Diddy actually do? A lot of you guys don't even know the simple sort of answers to what is he being accused of? Why is he in prison, essentially? What's going on there? But it also goes a lot deeper than that, which you'll see shortly, especially when you look back at old interviews with him. And just wait until you see the whole wider network of Hollywood, including Beyonce, because there is some mental stuff going on right there. So, Sean Combs, he has quite a few different names that people know him as. Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy, I mean, the list goes on. He was a very well-known big figure in this whole Hollywood industry, and we already know that that's pretty damn toxic from other people that have spoken out about it. People go missing all the time. We don't know anything that really goes on there. But after this, there is a lot more things coming out which are insane. So he was a top figure, and he used to host all of these parties which were known as freak-offs, which I'll come to shortly. People knew about this. Everybody knew there was A-list celebrities that would go to these parties. He had something called the infamous White Party as well. We also know he took Justin Bieber under his wing at just age 15, which now when you look back at those videos, it is so messed up. So, September 16th, 2024, Diddy was arrested. There's been lots of allegations and things coming out for this whole past year, basically, but only this month has it really got serious. And he was charged with a number of things, like the list is too long to even go into right now, but it included racketeering, fraud, trafficking without consent, and transportation to engage in relations for money. Now, what is the prosecution actually saying that he genuinely has done for all these years? Because now, it all makes sense. So essentially, he is like the Epstein of the rap world. That's what people are basically comparing him to. Apparently, Diddy ran a criminal enterprise involving forced labor, bribery, kidnapping, SA, I mean, the list goes on. And of course, at the center of this is these freak-off parties, where Diddy apparently directed men and women in these extremely X-rated scenes. Basically, these parties were just like anything went, you could come, you could do what you want, but it also got a lot worse than that. And also that a lot of these people were being filmed secretly by Diddy that they didn't even realize until later. There's tons of theories around that in terms of humiliation rituals, which I've seen a lot of people speaking about, but these people kind of being blackmailed after he's like, look, I've just filmed you doing this, so now they're kind of under his control, which, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's also believed that there were underage people as well who were involved and threatened and literally forced to do all of this stuff at these parties, basically in return for narcotics, money, and anything else. Now, of course, when the police raided Diddy's house, it wasn't like they just found nothing. I'm sure you all know about the thousands of bottles of baby oil that he found. His lawyer actually came out last week and said that, yeah, the reason he had all the baby oil was because there's a Costco down the road. He buys in bulk. Really? But also in the house, they found firearms, they found tapes, like all of these recordings and everything. This was all here. Now, of course, after all of these charges came out, Combs has denied absolutely everything, even offered a $50 million bail, and they turned that down, so they know he's in some shit. If he is found guilty of all of this, though, of course, he is gonna, of course, get life in prison. But this is where things get worse, again, because it ain't just him. This is like diving into the depths of the whole thing, and he's just on the surface. So, a couple of days ago, the lists were revealed, basically showing the people who were attending these parties. Now, of course, doesn't mean 100% that everybody who's on this list was involved doing horrendous things. And we know that quite a few of them probably were involved in certain things, but we don't know. So, on the list, you've got people such as LeBron James, Jennifer Lopez, Kevin Hart, Clive Davis, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lizzo, Doja Cat. I mean, the list is pretty damn long. Then photos emerged and videos from back in 2004. Now, these were literally just published by people. Basically, this shows one of the infamous white parties. And who was there? Well, we had Will Smith, Bruce Willis, Owen Wilson, a lot of people. Well, there was more photos from this party, which showed, and I can't show the full photos, but a woman laying on a table with food all over her. Like a naked woman just laying on a table. Bit weird, but I guess it's not necessarily illegal. But still, this just proves, like, if this was allowed to be photographed and everything, imagine all the stuff that happened in the house that wasn't. Now, there's been many interviews emerging again of Diddy, and it's literally the definition of hiding in plain sight. He was even in a film where there were people at his party And they're all terrified, saying we need to leave. They're running away, and he's chasing them down the hall. Like, talk about foreshadowing. Like, he would basically, in all these interviews, actually say the things he was doing that we know he's doing now, but play it off as a joke. And everyone would laugh because they just think it is so crazy. Obviously, he's just a funny guy. He's having a laugh. But now you look back at it, it's like,
you're going to hear about my party. They're going to be shutting them down. They're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. But it was like, I just felt I was embarrassed for like weeks.
It truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh, yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
When I got my star in Hollywood, I had a party. And this year at Burning Man, at an undisclosed location. Not anymore. I mean, before, you know.
Yeah. Don't ruin our royal wedding for us.
I know. Trust me, they're off the list. You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Now, you're legendary for the parties that you throw. You throw a great party.
I'm a legend, baby, for a whole bunch of things. You know, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
okay, so before we get to the top of this whole system, basically, and who actually is at the top, let's take a listen to some of the music that's been emerging now and that people have been speaking about. So first of all is this Eminem song that people have been going absolutely mental about recently. So in the song Fuel by Eminem, just the lyrics is so clever, but it's mental. Got so many essays, yes, S-A's. And then, wait, he didn't just spell the word rapper and leave out a P, did he? So in both contexts, it makes sense. So if he's saying rapper, which obviously would have two P's, essays, you know, writing an essay, and then P. Diddy, an icon in rap. But when you look deeper into it and how it's actually spelt as well, he's basically putting essay, which obviously you know, and leaving out P. Diddy. Like, it makes sense. But then straight after this says, rest in peace, Biggie, Tupac, and all these people you should be living, which the significance of that you'll understand when I get to the next one. There's also the Justin Bieber song called Yummy, you probably know. And when you look back at this again, it's crazy. People on social media the last week have been going wild over this song, trying to work out what it means, and they think they have the answer. So yummy, people think could mean young me. Now, in the music video, Justin is seen at a party with a load of powerful, rich people. And one of the main themes in it is, you know, starts by doing all this stuff and it's all normal, gets a little bit weirder, and then he sits out. So all of these rich people are still eating, still partaking in the activities, while he's sat there, like, stepping away from it all. Now, we all know about the situation of Justin and Diddy and their relationship, as I say, back when he was about 15, 16.
Including Justin Bieber. Diddy's 48 Hours with Bieber in particular isn't as cool as it seemed in 2009.
And one of the main theories is that Justin is most likely a victim of all of this stuff, even though we don't know for sure, of course. But he was very young at this time and was heavily involved in all of this stuff. So in the song where he's at this kind of party, which kind of makes sense, and then he's saying, you've got that yummy, but could be saying, you've got that young me. I don't know, it's a stretch, but I kind of get where people are coming from because it does make sense. But yeah, Beyonce and Jay-Z, there's a lot of theories about many people who passed away around this sort of time and what happened to them. I mean, Biggie, Tupac, all of these people like that. It's always been theories of what actually happened to these people, how did they die? Even Michael Jackson, which I'll get to shortly. So, this woman right here, Aaliyah, you probably all know her, but some of you, it might have even been before you were born. Now, when Beyonce was rising to become this massive star, Aaliyah was on the same pathway. Like, she was very, very good. Now, remember, at this point, Beyonce wasn't as big as she is now. She was still big, but they were kind of on a path together. Now, in August 2001, Aaliyah tragically passed away. Now, this whole thing was tragic, but it was weirdly very, very, very good for Beyonce, and is one of the things that, you know, is why she is so famous now. Beyonce became massive, this global icon, and I'll get back to that in a sec. So, this song's been going around on social media for a long time. She Knows by J. Cole, which came out back in 2013. Now, in this song, it of course says she knows a lot of times, but also mentions the death of Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, a lot of famous people around this sort of time. Now it gets crazier again, stick with me. Many people apparently are terrified of Beyonce. Like, she's this global powerhouse that everybody not reports to, but looks up to, which, yeah, of course. But you remember the whole time when Kanye West went up to Taylor Swift, people are believing that he did that to actually save her, because if she'd had won that or whatever, Beyonce would have gone crazy. Many other times you've got the video of Adele winning the award, like destroying it. And many other people who, they've won awards and they thank Beyonce for no reason. They have nothing to do with her, but they say, thank you, Beyonce. Now, yeah, she's a global icon. Maybe this is all looking too deep and they're just thanking her. And they're saying, look, you're an icon. We love your stuff. Thank you. You can't help but wonder. Like, it is weird, especially with all of this coming out. Now, since all of this coming out, Jay-Z and Beyonce have lost millions of followers. Like, Jay-Z is down to 840K. Like, he's not even in the millions anymore. And Beyonce is down from 320 million to 316 million. Now, Jay-Z had 5 million followers before, so he's literally lost 4 million followers in the space of a couple of days because of all of this coming out. It is so deep, this whole thing. But what we do know is there is some crazy stuff going on in Hollywood. There is some crazy stuff going on between these people. And I'm sure a lot more is going to be coming out about this in the near future. So as always, I'll keep you updated.